All right, everyone. As you know by reading your email, I'm sick today, so I won't make it to class. Sorry, I apologize. So we still need to get going, though. We have a bunch of stuff to finish. We're almost there. You should have unwrapped every time you finished a part. You should unwrap it. All right. We talked about it every class, and I've asked you to do that. I know a lot of you didn't. All right. That's an error. Okay, it's going to take you a lot of times, and that might be the time today to do that actually. So take the lab today, the 3 hour lab today to do your unwrapping. Okay, there's two videos you can go through that will show you again the technique, and I'm going to talk about it, give you a couple pointers, you guys, today to make sure it goes smooth. So first, you're going by that one right here, and you make sure you show all content, okay, and you'll have the complete unwrapping of an arm, and so forth, okay, and the torso using the sewing section, cutting and then sewing it back stuff, by basically cutting an edge and unwrapping and relaxing as usual, okay. Now you also have another video, sorry, wrong one, right here, which is the classic. All right, unwrapping, so show content, all content also. That will show you how to unwrap it classically. All right, panel by panel, front and rear. It's another technique. That's why I make you guys have a seam right in the middle. Sorry, right in the middle, right there. So if you have any problem with the other technique, you can always use that technique. It'll work all the time. All right. The first technique, remember that newest technique where you unwrap it by relaxing and cutting an edge first. Sometime won't work if your object has certain known manifold, problem. So, and you won't have time to fix it, or you can't find it, and then use the classic unwrapping in that cases. Okay. So you should be able to find all that right here. Now, unwrapping your head, you must be done with your head by today. It should be a simple head anyway, just like we did last week in the video. Now, unwrapping your head, you can use both technique. Both will work. And for the newest technique, you can cut an edge from the top to the bottom, basically, of your neck. And a little bit on the side also, so kind of cut, that's the rear, all the way to the top, and you cut part of the top also, so that don't fold completely, that can really open itself up, all right, as we did before, you know that by heart. All right. If that doesn't work, and it will sometime not work if you have also, again, a non-manifold object, use a classic technique, but not a planner. All right, just use a spherical. All right, in a couple seconds, I'm going to show you how to use spherical in Maya. That will work every time. It's very simple. Okay, so let's go in Maya. I'll show you that. All right, so now in Maya, and I use the sphere. Click on F to zoom in. As the head that you will use. All right, you guys. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do the new technique. I'm going to show you that if you have a problem, you can't unwrap it. There's always a way, and this is the only time I will let you use that other unwrapper, actually. You go to Create UVs right here, and you simply select Spherical Mapping right here. If you go in the window, in the UV texture editor, as usual, this is very important, you keep going right here. You just don't stop, I'll tell you why. See, because see, it won't unwrap it perfectly. You see that right there? Those little points right there. If I zoom in that, see, it slided slightly. It makes some type of error, which is basically took off from right here. Those should be right there. Those two rows should be right here. There is a way to do it. Hold on. And that way is to grab right here. See, so let me put that right there so we can see it properly. And you grab right here that handle. You see how it's moving? Now that is moving. And that's going the wrong way up. That's two, that's better, almost there, up. And that is one is shooting. But that is the best possible you can get with that type of thing. There's always one that shoots, I'm not kidding you. Now if you zoom in that one, so you right click and you go UVs, you can say it's only one, that's no big deal. And if you look at it on the screen, it's right at the top most of the time. So hey, what you do is very simple. You grab it and you are going to put it back. You can actually snap to point, so it'll snap perfectly to the top. All right, and you will have a pretty good unwrap actually. That is the only time I will let you do that. It works very well. Okay, so that's one of the things you can do if you have any problem. Of course, I'm home in bed, so you guys can email me, all right, during class time, no problem, you guys, and I will be glad to help you. You can email the file you're having problem with, and I will look at it right away. That's fair game, of course. Okay, now after you unwrapped everything, try to put it as tight as possible, and everything is gonna have to go into that dark one right here. Remember, that is Maya is a positive world, and video game will take only positive world coordinate system for UV mapping, as well as only powers of 2 for textures. Sorry, and um, and basically I'm a little slower, you guys, today. Huh? Sorry, I apologize. And basically, you need everything to be put between 0 to 1. That's 0 and 1 right here, which is the darker quadrant, basically, of your work. So your whole body part, UV, should be all like that. Like the head, and then you'll have a torso, legs, arms, hands, shoes, you know what I'm saying? And you're pretty much done. Okay, so now I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna send you another link. This is the first one for that. Actually, the same video. I'm gonna keep on that one, and I'm gonna explain to you the texturing that you need to start. That you have 2 weeks to finish, and we'll do. I'll be with there next week for sure, and we'll do a lot of texturing next week. But I want to make sure you start if you're already there, or you can start over the week before we get to the next class. So I'm gonna do that. It's in the shell, and I'll go through different type of texturing system you can do for that. Okay. All right, you guys. So now we're gonna talk texturing, which is the class I should have done tonight. I'll do it again next class. We have 2 weeks for that same exact project, so to finalize our mesh. So you guys should be done by today anyway, or at least by tonight with the UV mapping. All right. The deal was every time you should unwrap a piece every time you model it. If you haven't done it, you're late. You're on your own. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bump it up. So if you're late, you may be lucky that I'm not here tonight. So like that, you can finish up your UV mapping. All right. So now you have your map. I want you guys to go on the internet and download a software called Crazy Bump. That's right. CrazyBump. Crazy Bump. All right. It's a free software for a certain amount of days. Okay, and it will help you do automatically the different maps for the different channels needed in the video game industry for your mesh, for your characters. In reality, for your final presentation, I want you to have 3 maps. All right. If you've done one, you do one only, and then the software Crazy Bump will do the other ones for you. So that's pretty cool. All right. I want you to have, as explained right here, bump and specular. All right. I want you to have a specular, not a bump, because we're going to use a normal map. All right. And the bump is the same as a normal map. Okay. So let me re-explain those maps. You guys are used to the color map, which we've been doing quite a bit. Now you also have there's more than 2, but 2 very important maps in video game, essential for your work, called the specular map and the normal map. Okay, the bump map also is the ancestor of the normal map. The normal map and the bump map are the same thing. The only difference is that the normal is more powerful and better in quality because it's an RGB 24 bits map, when the bump is a black and white 8 bits map. It doesn't get deeper than that. All right. So we use normal. At my time it was all bump. Now it's all normal. Okay. In the software Crazy Bump, you just put the color map and he'll create the normal map and the specular map for you. The specular map is the reflection on the shininess on a border, basically, on a bevel, like